Welcome to another episode of the Quip Corner with Ada. Have you ever had, or yeah, that was the right question. Have you ever had a time when you were asleep, or at least thought you were asleep, and then a thought cuts through your sleep and you have to get up to write it down? Yes, that happens to me now and again. And for this one, as I pondered on it, I realized that if I didn't write it down, I was not going to be able to go back to sleep. And it occurred to me, it ties in nicely to one of the quips in my book. So join me in the Quip Corner and find out some. Welcome to the Quip Corner with Ada. As I was saying, a few weeks ago, I had my sleep, shall I say, interrupted by a thought. I knew that it was in my best interest to write it down because obviously God dropped it in my heart for a reason. And I pieced it together. So here goes. The thought was, we need to have boundaries. And I know that sometimes people get offended when you talk about having boundaries. And there was a bit more to that thought. People get offended when you talk about having boundaries. But the truth is, whether or not people are offended, you truly need to have boundaries. I'll read the quip that it ties to first, and then tell you what the full thought that dropped in my heart was. Quip 64. Okay, well, yeah, we could do 64, but I thought I had another one that had a better timing. Let me check. I was close, just not close enough. Quip 44. Setting boundaries help you keep your priorities on track. Setting boundaries help you keep your priorities on track. Boundaries have various purposes. They could be used to keep things out, or what's the word? Protect or retain what is contained within something. Living a life without boundaries is a shortcut to living a disastrous life. Because if you have a set of priorities and someone comes with a different set of priorities and you keep switching, you'll find out that you never achieve any or all of them because you keep going from place to place, because you don't have boundaries saying this is what I want to do at this time, then I can move on to this, then I can move on to this. The thought I mentioned earlier was we should have boundaries. Even trash cans or garbage bins, which none of us is, have boundaries. The thought made me shudder. I was like, God, are you likening us to a trash can? And he was like, no. I'm saying that even a trash can has boundaries. So if you know you are better, which you are, better than a trash can. I remember a lot of people just throw trash into the trash can. But even the trash can is able to say, enough, I'm full, I don't have any more space. Or in places where trash is sorted, you know, you have recyclables and compostables and trash. Even then, there are boundaries. So if you just think of that analogy, you'll agree that yes, we all need to have boundaries. I'm not saying keep people out, but I'm also saying there may be times to keep some people out. There's some other people that you need to embrace to be within your boundaries. The point is, you cannot afford to live a life without boundaries. Like I said earlier, that's a shortcut to a disastrous life. Well, that's it. Boundaries matter. Yes, they do. And people could resist some of your boundaries. And you may need to reassess the boundaries now and again. But you cannot afford to live without boundaries. Let me even give you another example. Bedtime. If you had no boundary around when to go to bed, when to get up, are you going to be awake 24 hours a day? Yeah, it sounds like a simplistic one, right? But I like to break these things down into, manageable, digestible pieces. So we recognize that when we say things like have boundaries, they're not far-fetched. They're not far-fetched. Well, please feel free to share your experience about setting boundaries or readjusting them or resetting them. And feel free to share this video with other people who you believe will benefit from it. Hitting a thumbs up would be nice. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. And if you click the bell beside the subscribe button, you'll get notified each time I release a new video. I look forward to learning and growing with you. Thanks again for joining me today. Bye now.